G'day guys, it's John from theproductivegarden.com and just doing a bit of a garden update. I haven't done an update for a while and I haven't done a lot of in terms of videos for a while, but there has been a fair bit happening. So let's go and see what's gone on, and yeah, we'll sort of look at where we're up to and what more I've got to do. And there's a lot that I've got to do, a lot that I want to do anyway. So let's go and have a look. The thing I've done recently is moved these taro to a different place. It's a place that stays a lot damper and doesn't get enough sun. I mean, where they were, they got a lot of sun and they dried out quickly, and I've been told by the person I got these from that they don't really need a lot of sun. So hopefully they'll do a lot better here with the soil staying a lot damper, where they were pretty much dried out every day. Yeah, so I'm hoping that they'll do better here. They should get a little bit more shelter from frost here as well, so hopefully that'll keep them going a lot better through winter. Okay, we've got the pond here. The water chestnuts, if I can get in there, they've been going pretty well. So these are the water chestnuts that I kept from last year. I've put a lot in there. You can see there's one in the corner that's gone pretty high, and all these around here are a lot lower. There are a few in there that I must have forgotten that came up by themselves, and a lot of them in there that I have put in since then. So they're going pretty well. I should have way more water chestnuts than what I can handle by the looks of that. So that looks pretty good. It should be packed with water chestnuts by the end of the season. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, now raspberries here. I did pull a lot of the raspberries out because I did have plans to put them in one of my the wicking beds I'm going to make with the IBCs, and we've got a few, which I haven't actually been able to get raspberries before, but we've got a few here that are ripening without the birds getting them, and I pretty much attribute that to our cat keeping them out of the yard. So even though I'm not a fan of him killing the birds at all, I am happy that he keeps them out of our yard. So yeah, so that's a bit of a benefit, and he does a good job of catching mice and stuff around the place as well. So I also like that. But I might get in here and get a few of these raspberries later on. There's a few, and actually, very nice. I said I picked it very good. Right, so I'm looking forward to getting these into the wicking bed, just so I can keep them contained and not just have them spread throughout this whole garden here. As you can see, I really need to get in here and do a bit of weeding. Alright now, and get that thistle out of here as well. The chooks actually love that stuff, so they'll get that very soon. Got heaps of mandarins on our tree. The orange tree is, just carefully step through here, it's got lots of little oranges from it, and although we have a few, you can see one there of these stink bugs, not as many as we usually get. I've squashed a few, but they've been pretty few and far between this year, which is good. And heaps of peaches, so I'll get my fruit fly trap on here very soon, and yeah, get on there so that we don't have peaches full of fruit fly. Weed my way through this garden again. Alright, now we've got apples coming on this tree here. It's got lots of little tiny apples on there. There's a few higher up if I can find some. So there's one there. So yeah, so we should do alright for apples this year. I'm going to have to try and net that soon. It's pretty high. And the quince tree, pretty happy with this. This quince tree hasn't flowered before, and now we've got only about 8 quinces, but still it's a start. And it's interesting to note that they're all on the one branch as well. They're basically this branch here, okay, and this one as well, but they're probably the two oldest branches. We had a few branches break off, so they're probably the two oldest branches on the tree. So I think it's just the age of the wood which has dictated that those ones are the ones that have flowered. But pretty excited about that. Going to make some jam out of them. They make great jam, the quinces. Really good stuff, recommend it. Potatoes are doing well. These, basically what I did with these is I put potato in the bottom of these bins, and I've just been topping them up with just horse manure. So it's pretty much just straight out horse manure in there, and they've been going pretty well. Got a few weeds coming up from the horse manure. I've been picking them as they go. So this one's probably the one that hasn't done very well, but it should do alright. We'll see how it goes, but all the rest have done really well. Another apple tree with much more apples here, and these ones are actually looking pretty good. It's interesting. I'm pretty sure I don't have the tag for this one. I'm pretty sure when I bought this tree that it was supposed to be a Granny Smith apple, but looking at this, it's supposed to be a red apple there. Well, it looks like a red apple. Granny Smith is normally green, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. This is the avocado tree. I thought, actually I might have just noticed here, might have some avocado this year. So there's one little fruit, looks like it's growing there. Got another little fruit here. So with any luck, there's another one there, another one here. So with any luck, we might actually get some fruit on this tree this year. And just having a look now, there's a few more spread around. There's another one there. So that'll be good. So we've got a lot of trees that have been here for a while. And that's one of the things, especially with some fruit trees, is you've really got to have some patience and wait for them to come to a point where they can start producing. So that's good. A bit of patience is starting to pay off. Alright, we'll go down and we'll have a look further down the back. We'll go and just have a quick look at the balcony garden. We'll go past the IBC bins. These are going to be my wicking bins eventually. That's just one of those projects that has to be put off. This blueberry here has gone pretty well, but I won't go through everything in the balcony garden. I'll do an update of that. But I've tidied it up, and I've got this conveyor belt here, which is going to help to stop the grass coming up. Still have to tidy up in the middle there, but I need to get some more conveyor belts so I can cover the whole lot and stop the grass coming up. It's just going to make it a lot easier to maintain this area. It was difficult with all the pots. I had to put all the pots out, mow the area, then put them all back in. So with conveyor belt here, it'll stop the grass coming up, just make it a bit easier. I'll go through this. I want to plant a bit more in here this year, or need to replace some plants. This cabbage, it's probably just about time for it to go, although it hasn't been a real big cabbage head, but we'll talk about this. This will be for a balcony update very soon. This is the top bar hive here, and if I zoom in, you can see these fellas are busy coming in and out. So there you go. So you can see them going in and out. I don't know if they've produced any brood yet, but they're going really well. They've been bringing a bit of pollen in. So if they're bringing pollen in, that means they're getting ready to produce brood, which will be good because they need to start producing some more bees so that they can keep going. If they don't produce bees soon, you're going to get some of the bees will die, and their population will start decreasing. So they're going pretty well, and they've been good bees too. Pretty gentle when I've gone through them. They really haven't been all that fussed at all. All right, we'll move on. Okay, this is my chokeberry here. I did have some flowers on it. You can see there were some flowers here. Don't know if I'm going to get any fruit on it though, but we'll see. This is, there's some more flowers down here. So I don't know, again, it's the first time it's flowered, so it might not fruit this year. So we'll see how that goes. And my Brazilian tree grape. This is going pretty well. It's I would have liked it to have been a bit taller, but yeah, it seems to be going pretty well. This produces grapes along the trunk here, so it has flowers come up along the trunk and they turn into grapes. So I expect a few more years before this is at a size where it can produce anything at all. So a little bit of patience required there. I might just have a look here and see what they've been doing. Hopefully none of them come and sting me. Yeah, you can't really see there what's going on. You can see bees crawling there now they've seen the light. But just close that up. Alrighty. And keep moving on. This poor little blueberry tree, I need to weed around him a bit, but he's he just never does any well. Maybe I need to make this soil more acid or something like that. It's certainly, with all the rain we've had, it's wet enough. But yeah, I don't know what it is about this guy. He just doesn't seem to do any well. But we'll persevere with him until we've got something to replace him with. At any rate. Alright, and with another first. This is called a maquai berry. It's from South America, and I did have some berries on this unless some birds had got in and got to them. Maybe not on this one. So this blueberry here, it's doing better than the other one. It's got some berries that are just about ripe. I'll have to watch these things or the birds will get them before me. But this one here definitely has some berries on it, so you can see there. And that's the first time these have produced fruit as well. They flowered last year, but they didn't produce any fruit, so I'll have to keep an eye on these and see how they go. There's, oh no, it hasn't fallen off. I thought a fruit had fallen off. Yeah, so you can see there's a few berries scattered around there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, we'll move on. We've got some grapevines here. What I'm going to do with these is I'll grow them up to here and then have two runners going out and then continue a main stem up to here and then have two going out again. So I'll probably get another one and put it where that pile of rocks is there, and we'll see how they go, see how many grapes they produce. If these three plants, I've got one there, got another plant here and another plant here, if they produce enough grapes then we might just leave it at 3. And yes, this is the anti-aviary. I haven't finished everything I want to do in here yet. The last thing I want to do is put gravel around here, so I need to just flatten this out a bit. That's why the level of the cement's a bit lower there, so I just need to level that out a bit and yeah, get some gravel around here so I don't have to mow this grass all the time. But this is, I've got some corn planted here. It's taking a long time to come up. I might have to put a second lot in to try and get some corn to come up, but that's going to be a Three Sisters garden again. I've got some comfrey there that I need to plant out somewhere. Got some capsicums in here. I had 6 capsicum plants, but something's come in here and smashed them. These 2 are the only ones left. Got some spaghetti squash there. They've been going pretty well, seeing as though they don't get a whole lot of sun there. And got some zucchini there. So something's got to one of them. So anyway, it looks like probably snails. Yep, that's snails. Snails have got into that. Sorry about that for the bad camera work. Yeah, but the snails smashed that one. And it looks like it's actually got onto these as well. So those snails are a bit of a bother sometimes. Probably in amongst these things. There's one. Squash him. That's it. Snail's gone. See if we can find any more. There's another one. There's some more. So yeah, I might have to do something about these snails. Might have to get a beer trap going here. Get some of the cheap crappy beer I don't like that I've got in the pantry and put it to good use. These are some capsicum plants that I had in here last year, or peppers, sweet peppers, whatever. And I'm hoping they're starting to sprout again. They've lasted through the winter, which doesn't normally happen here. It wasn't that bad a winter here, it's fairly mild. So hopefully these will get going again, and you see there's some leaves starting to sprout on them again. And I'll get a bit of a head start on the capsicums. So yeah, I'm hoping they do alright. I've got some eggplant here. They're just mini eggplants. Got a this here looks like oxalis. It's actually an ochre, which is a tuberous plant, sort of like a potato sort of thing, like a tuber. These ones here, these tomatoes are, if I can find, where is that tag gone? Right, I couldn't remember. It's got a fancy name, but they're a European tomato. I'm buggered if I can find the tag, but I can't remember what they're called. anifrancais or something like that they're called, and they're supposed to be a long tomato with a little hook at the end. So I'm looking forward to these flowering well and getting lots of tomatoes and hopefully saving some seed from them. But I got these from a friend, so yeah, so thanks very much for that, Sylvia. And got this petrol basil. It's come back all right after the winter. Red Russian kale's gone to flower. Broccoli, this broccoli's been producing so much, you can see we just can't keep up with it. Starting to go to flower. Don't know whether it's worth saving the seed from these, or we could, but we've got green curly kale going to flower as well. So these should be just green curly kale because they flowered before everything else. But I can't say that will be true to itself because it's got some broccoli. I can't say this will be true to itself because it's got some broccoli. This is open, and we've got this kale here that's flowered at the same time, so they could all be mixed together. In here we've got some black Russian tomatoes here, so they should be nice. Some onions are coming along. These tomatoes here are just called the long egg tomato, so they're like a Roma tomato. Got like a spring onion thing here, to like a marching onion, I think they call it. So that'll be good, be able to use them like spring onions. Just letting some silver beet that's self-seeded here go to seed again, and just going to save that. It's done really well. We've been taking heaps of silver beet off this, and it just doesn't stop. And you can see how much it's produced. It's produced massive plants with heaps of leaves on it. And actually, even though it's gone to flower, it's not really bitter at all, which is pretty good. Got some Brussels sprouts here. They're starting to form the sprouts, so hopefully I can keep the white cabbage moth off these. And I come out here just about every day and check them for caterpillars. And the little ones I squash, the big ones I collect them up and give them to the chooks. I can't. It's good. I must be doing a good job because I can't find any caterpillars at the moment. This one has been hit a little bit harder by the caterpillars, but a couple of days of going through them pretty diligently seems to have done it. So hopefully I've gotten rid of them. Okay, I've got some snow peas here that I'm letting go to seed so I can collect the seed from them. And these here are just some self-seeded tomatoes. This is where they've come up. So I'm just going to let them go. They'll probably be a cherry tomato. So that should be good. And here we've got the crab apples. Yeah, this is where the crab apples are. So this one here, this is the big one that was planted upside down. It was going really well, and sorry about that, just seems to have turned up its toes and died. I don't know what's gone on there, but this is the smaller one that was planted upside down here, and it started to sprout. And this is the one that was planted the right way up. It started to sprout as well, but hasn't done all that well. Okay, and this is another one that was planted upside down. That's pretty much gone now. It's not really snappy at all, but don't know what the bark's like. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, the bark's pretty brown underneath, so I think that's just done. That's had it. Yeah, and got the bees here. They're doing well. I've got 8 kilos out of these guys the other day, so that's the first lot I've got. That was just 4 frames. So in the bottom box you've got the brood nest, and in the top box you've got a queen excluder between them, and in the top box is where the honey is. So, excuse me, that holds 8 frames, and I took 4 frames out and got 8 kilos out of it. So I was really happy with that. So in a couple more weeks we should be able to get another harvest. So I'll get the other 4 frames out of there and extract them. Alright, we might go round to where the hazelnuts and the white sapote is and have a look at how they're going. Alright, so the hazelnuts are another one of those things that's been a game of patience, and I haven't got any nuts off these yet, but this year I'm getting heaps. So I've got some there, there's some more there, another one there, some more down here, some more here, some more down low. There's nuts all over this tree now, so that's excellent. Yeah, can't see any around this side. None of the other trees have got nuts on them, but these three are a lot younger than this one. This one here is the same age, but it's a different type of hazelnut, so it needs different pollinators, which these younger trees are pollinators of it. So next year, hopefully I've got the pollinators worked out so they'll all cross-pollinate with each other, because hazelnuts need to be cross-pollinated, or at least these ones do. I believe there are some self-pollinating hazelnuts coming out soon, so yeah, pretty happy with that. And this is one thing of asparagus that I've planted here. We've actually had a couple of spears off this, so this has been really good, but I'm just letting, this is the second year that it's been here, so I'm just letting this go to fern a bit so that it can build itself up. There's 2 corms in here, and you can see, if I can point it out, if I can get that out of the way, there's another spear coming up just here. You can just see the tip of it there. So yeah, it'll come good. So I'll just let this build up to nice big healthy corms, and hopefully it'll be a place where we can come and get asparagus fairly regularly in the season for asparagus. Okay, and this is a white sapote tree. This is going to take a little bit more patience, and this is only as old as the chokeberry and the Brazilian tree cherry, so I don't really expect it to have fruited yet, and I believe this gets a lot taller than what it already is. Go away, bee. I'm not bothering you. Sometimes they just get a bit cranky. Rightio, she's settled down now. Obviously didn't like me standing in a flight path. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. That's the white sapote. There, it's getting pretty tall. It's probably about, I don't know, somewhere between 4 and 5 foot tall. So it's going pretty well. Pretty happy with that. Alright, so that's a bit of an update from around the garden of what I've been up to. Like building this anti-aviary here took a lot of time, and as a result a lot of other things got neglected, so there's been a lot of catch up to be done in the last couple of weeks as well. And yeah, I've got those IBC bins that I've got to turn into wicking beds. I'll get onto that pretty soon, and just got to keep everything else going in the meantime. But yeah, we're going pretty well. It's been a bit of a late start with our season. We had a pretty warm winter, which meant that a lot of the winter stuff came through pretty quick. But it hasn't quite been warm enough to get the summer stuff. Even though we've had warm days, we've had really cold nights, which has not been real good for getting seeds to germinate and that sort of thing. Even though I've been using a hothouse and that sort of stuff, a greenhouse, but it's just, yeah, just the cold nights have been one thing that slowed things down, which is, I mean, this is a cool climate here anyway. So we're 600 metres above sea level, so it doesn't get real hot here at night. Yeah, so I mean, that's just one of those things, but things are coming along now. I've got a few seedlings to get out, and hopefully we can get them out. We can get some warmer nights now that summer's coming on here in Australia, and things will start to take off. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed that update, and we'll do an update sometime soon when there's more things that have happened. Hopefully we can get onto things like the IBC beds and maybe some more fruit trees, and that would be really nice to do as well. Anyway, that's it for now, and until next time, happy productive gardening. Bye.